Okay, we got with us Wes Moreno. Y'all have just put out your annual report. This is something that you know in your administration, in charge as county administrator, have really focused on trying to sum up the year. To you, what do you see the value in doing the annual report?
Well, I think it's good for the citizens to be able to have a document that tells our story, if you will, all the good things that we've done throughout the year and all the different departments, and also for the board members. We remember the highlights, we remember the stuff that happened last month.
Well, we remember the bad stuff.
And you remember the bad stuff, of course, you know.
Right.
And but it's hard to remember. Sometimes you forget what happened at the beginning of the year. So,
yeah, and looking at the report, it's a lot of capital projects. Either you had ribbon cuttings for, or you've launched them. Talk about a few of those. Over $100 million.
Over $100 million on the street, construction of various types of things. A lot of drainage projects there. 11 Mile Creek Basin, Moreno Street pond there in Brownsville, and all the sidewalks that we put out through Brownsville and through Wedgwood and all the districts. The work on the beach that took place is just phenomenal. A lot of restore money, grant money going out the door. A lot of grant money coming in the door. We had our $61.2 million worth of ARPA money that's now obligated, and that work will be taking effect. And then you also have a new tax collector building that we built and opened up in record time and under budget. And we had the Brownsville Library that's getting ready to come on board. We had the Perdido Bay Boat Ramp, the Beulah Firehouse, the Perdido Key Multi-Use Path, just a wealth of projects that have gone out the door, and a lot of good work getting done.
Well, and you've been with the county since the very beginning, not the beginning of the county, but you're working on a road crew,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in a county like Escambia that's so large and has so many infrastructure needs. It's easy to kick some of the hard things down the road, and then the other is to ignore the neighborhood services and personal services.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all have used that ARPA money to really do some things different on the human services side. Talk about that.
We have our summer youth program and our summer employment program. We have rehab. We do roofs and rehab houses. We demo houses and rebuild them. We've done some of those this past year. And what a difference that makes to citizens in the community that really need those services. And were it not for those services, in some cases, might be homeless because the house is in such disrepair. Mm-hmm. And so the programs that Leroy runs at the community centers and that Commissioner May sponsors a lot of, just a huge difference in the community. We're delivering 300 bikes this morning to Brownsville Community Center, and we'll be getting ready to pass those out. Just a lot of good work. It touches the lives of a lot of people throughout the community, and especially those who are maybe in a little more need. Mm-hmm. And that otherwise wouldn't have some of those services.
Yeah, the summer youth employment program has become a monster. I mean, it's created. It's been a great way to recruit people to come, young kids to come work in county government. They walk away with job skills. And it started very humbly a little bit over 10 years ago, and it's amazing to see how that's grown, isn't it?
It has been amazing, and to see some of those kids. When you graduate, you have that end of the summer event there at Brownsville. Mm-hmm. They come in, they're dressed up, and we celebrate them and their work. And it's a good experience, and it exposes them to a lot of government. We do a lot of things. If you read through that report, we do a lot of things that people really don't realize that we do. And they're important things.
Y'all did a great job in this report highlighting the departments and what's going on, because it can get lost. And there've been a real shift. I think about animal welfare, that it's more than just the pound now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And they've been involved. I thought, some of the great human interest stories this past year have been the animal rescues that they've done.
Yep. They do. John Robinson and his crew do fantastic work over there. And it's hard work. I mean, they had almost 400 dogs over there.
Right.
And they all have to be walked. The crates got to be cleaned. They got to be taken care of. Blankets need to be washed. So a lot of times when people go to work over there, they think, hey, we're going to play with the puppies all day.
Right.
It's not necessarily like that. It's a lot of work involved.
Well, and they've made it a positive environment, and they've partnered with grants and companies that nonprofits to help them, spay and neuter animals, but also really push adoptions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, we've free adoptions, reduced fee adoptions. We're doing anything we can to get these animals to good homes.
Now, I know going into last year, not this past year, but there was a real emphasis on the purchasing department, how to get these projects out for bid and get them through the process and then through the commission votes. Is that continued to improve?
It is continuing to improve. I cannot say enough positive things about our procurement department purchasing. The $61.2 million worth of ARPA that had to be obligated by December 31st. They met regularly with engineering and facilities and public safety, and they put it together, and we got it out the door, and we got it done. Historically, 75 to 80 procurements, solicitations. Now we're running 135 to 140 solicitations, and we're really putting work out the door. They're engaging with the vendors, how to do business with Escambia County. Come meet with us. Let us show you. They're getting out into the departments, meeting with the departments that have a heavier lift, if you will, and they're just really flying high right now. They're doing a great job.
Now, when you look at we're coming into the next year, what are some of your goals for next year for the county?
Well, I'd like to continue to work on EMS. So we've ordered 25 ambulances that, in addition to the ones we just picked up, and they should start arriving here shortly. We're down to about 8 vacancies in the paramedics, which is an improvement. We're full in EMTs. We just met with the IAEP, the union that represents EMTs and paramedics, yesterday morning. We've come to a tentative agreement there. So we'll ratify that contract shortly. And that agreement did include a significant pay raise for EMTs and paramedics. Fire funding, I think, is something we need to take a look at. How are we going to reduce the subsidy out of the general fund? This year it's $10 million out of the general fund subsidy. So I think the board really should have a discussion about that and strategize. And Stephen and I will give them some strategies to discuss and maybe select or choose from. I think we need to reduce that for sure. I'd like to continue driving the work. It's always about driving the work. And I want to continue to increase employee morale. This past week, I've been cooking everywhere. I mean, we're doing our last cooking of the year over here across the street here shortly. But it gives me an opportunity to just be there on site. Like yesterday, I was at Central Office Complex. Didn't necessarily have a formal meeting, but I was there. And employees can come by and speak, or they can come by and ask a question, or sometimes just, hey, how you doing? Just being available, a little more available to the employees this year. Sometimes we get stuck in our glass cage across the street over there, and and you find so many different directions. It's hard to get out sometimes. So employee engagement is going to be a big thing for me this year, and just keep trying to fly the plane and keep it straight.
Okay.